Hello, my name is Ardi and we are going to solve problem E3.17 from IRWIN's book. So the question is find V0 in figure E3.17 using loop analysis. So we are given this circuit here. Okay, let's do exactly that and see what can we get from here. Okay, the first one, maybe let's name this loop here as loop I1. And then let's name this node here as I2. And let's name this node here as I3. Good. But we have some problem here, which is we have a current source between two loops. And that is the problem. Why? Because in a loop, the KVL said the sum of the voltage is 0, right? But we cannot calculate the voltage here directly. So we need to do some workaround. So we use a super loop, okay? So maybe let's put another loop here, which is very big loop here, like this. And this green one is the super loop. So the green one is the super loop. Okay, let's see what can we do from here. Let's do KVL at the super loop. KVL at super loop. KVL said that the sum of the voltage will equal to 0, right? And let's see the green one here. We start from this 10-volt voltage source, and the current is flowing from negative to positive. So we will have minus 10, right? And then let's move on to this 2 kilo ohm resistor. So we will have 2. And currently we are working here on loop I1. So the only current that pass through this 2 kilo ohm is I1. And the same things is to this 3 kilo ohm resistor. So we will have plus 3I1. And then we will have plus, we have this 4 kilo ohm resistor. So we'll have 4 multiplied by the current, which is this I2 here. So we will have I2. And then here we have another voltage source, and the current is flowing from negative to positive. So we will have minus 12. Good. And let's move on to this one. So we will have plus 6 kilo ohm resistor. And then the only current that pass through it is I3. So we will have I3. All of that will equal to 0. Now, good. We will have 2 plus 3, that will be 5I1. And then 4I2. And then 6I3. Right? And then minus 10 minus 12 will be minus 22. But then move it to the right hand side, that becomes 22. And nothing further that we can do from here. Let's save this as equation number 1. Good. And the other loop that we can work on is this I3. So let's do KVL at I3, because there is no current source in that loop, right? KVL in loop I3. KVL said that the sum of the voltage in a loop will equal to 0. Okay. We have this 8 kilo ohm, 8-volt voltage source, and the current is flowing to the negative terminal to positive terminal. So we will have minus 8. Then we will have plus 3 multiplied by I3 minus I1. Good. And then we will have another one, which is 6 I3 minus I2. Good. And then we will have plus this 6 kilo ohm. So we will have 6 multiplied by I3. That will equal to 0. Okay, now I1 only came from this place, so we will have minus 3I1. And then this one here, I2 only came from here, so we will have minus 6I2. And then 3 plus 6 plus 6, that will be 15. So we'll have plus 15I3. And all of that will equal to this. Minus 8 move to the right hand side, so we'll have 8 here. This is the second equation. So far we have this equation number 1 and this equation number 2. But we have 3 variables. We need one more variables, right? And how to do that? Let's do another method, which is KCL here, right? So let's name this node here as A. And then let's see what can we get from there. Let's do KCL at loop A. I mean at node A, not loop A. KCL at node A. Okay, KCL said that the sum of the current that goes in will equal to the sum of the current that goes out, right? Okay, let's see the current that goes into node A here, which is this current here and this current. And let's assume this is going up right there. So this current here that is going up, that will be I3 minus I1, right? So let's do exactly that. So we will have I3 minus I1 here. And then this current that is goes to the left here is I2 minus I3, right? So we will have I2 minus I3, and all of that will equal to this current here, which is 2. Good. And so we will have, okay, let's see what can we get. We will have I3 cancel each other, so we will have minus I1 plus I2 is equal to 2. So let's save this as equation number 3. So we have complete 3 equations with 3 variables. We should be able to solve that using calculator, right? Let's set our calculator here as equation solver, which is number 5. 3 variables is number 2. Then we will have 5, 4, 6, and 22. Then we will have minus 3, and then minus 6, and then 15, and then 8. Good. And now we will have minus 1, 1, 0, and 2. So we'll have I1 here is 0.576. I1 is 0.476. And the unit is in milliampere, right? Because this is in milliampere and kilo ohm and volt. So we get milliampere here. And then what is I2? I2 is 2.467, 2.476 what is I3? I3 is 1.619. 1.619 milliampere. However, the question does not ask about all of that, but it's asking about P0 here. So we can use Ohm's law to do that. P0 is just 6 kilo ohm multiplied by I3. So what is V0? V0 is I3 multiplied by 6. So we will have 1.619 multiplied by 6. Therefore, V0 is, let's see, 1.619 multiplied by 6. Okay, we'll have 9.71. 9.71. And the unit will be in volt. And let's put this into a box because this is the final answer. And that is the same as the answer given by the book. So hopefully I did not make any mistakes in my calculation. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.